So on my previous video about books, Goodreads, and upcoming commentaries, I wanted to talk about something that came to mind when I was reading the book Rebel Yell by Garrett Robinson. Incidentally, Garrett has got to be just about one of my favorite YouTubers. Watching him grow over the years really inspired me to actually get my start on YouTube when I did. And I'm going to leave a link for his channel below so you can check him out. I hope the dog's not too distracting. I am dog sitting tonight. In Rebel Yell, the main character, Steve Cavalry, has a band that he practices with very often, but he's very resistant to the idea of playing live at a venue or recording something at a studio. The songs he rehearses with his band will often change, and in his dreams he's plagued by this one perfect song that just slips out of his fingers, and he knows if he gets this one song, everything will be perfect. The guy discipline does not want to perform in front of others until he gets to a certain point, which is one that is far beyond of what his bandmates' expectations are. They're ready to play live and record their music and even go indie to market themselves. Well, Steve is trying to get the attention of a major record label. Steve's behavior indicates a kind of artistic perfectionism, and it can be taken too far, and that can really hamper a creator. Later on, he realizes that it's a character flaw within him, that trying to have things so perfect from the offset can be very inhibiting to actually getting things done. Now, there are some artists like Steve, but there are others that are the complete opposite. If Steve shows a lot of inhibition in sharing his art, then others show a lot of exhibition. I'd say it'd been years before I started my YouTube channel that I wanted to make YouTube videos. But starting when I did was very important, because once I did, I was able to maintain a consistent schedule. And this was in addition to all the other things that were going on in my life at the time. I didn't know everything I needed to know about video editing, but there were a lot of things I learned on my way that I wouldn't have figured out if I wasn't making videos. And as a result, the videos kept getting better and better. I had a deep need to communicate a certain series of messages or whatever was on my mind at the time. It was clear I needed to let it out, to have people hear it. Regardless of how good the editing was, the need to share it was so intense, and it still is. Now that being said, I might be too exhibitionalist with my work, giving me the opposite problem of Steve from Rebel Yell. I often get really excited and jump the gun. Like 10 years ago, about a month after I'd written my first song ever, I wanted to record a demo. I was working with some other people, and I had this bolting Macbeth ambition. I just wanted to get something out there in a CD form that I could share with others. But to be honest with you, the songs on that demo weren't that great, especially relative to what I produce now. I was just starting off, my singing was off, my lyrics were just... I didn't understand the importance of trimming the fat at the time. Now, I wanted to give you guys an example of something from this first demo album because it's not widely available online. I had taken it down pretty soon after I had uploaded it. I thought the best way to do this was to upload that very first song I had ever written, and here it is right here, if you want to check it out. I think I knew that the songs weren't exactly all the way there at the time, because I did title the demo, "Someday We're Bound Not to Be This Awful." The notion of when a piece of art or media is ready to be released is a very challenging and subjective question. Steve from Rebel Yell would not suffice to have his music released until it was produced and engineered and marketed by professionals, to have it backed enough so that it would reach a massive audience. The risk of being too open with your art is it could be highly discouraging, because maybe you won't get the recognition that you feel you deserve, especially as opposed to if you had spent more time on that particular piece of art, honing it and making it better and then putting it out. But then the question comes up of how many times do you need to rewrite something until it's where it needs to be. Ultimately, I want to do a lot of things. I would rather have the books that I have out now released than 1,000 unfinished manuscripts and ideas constantly tweaking, thinking every day it could get better and better. All in all, I think whether you want to hold tightly to your art and not share it with people, or you're too eager to share your work, what really matters most as an artist is, are you creating? Art is the conversion of suffering into beauty. I've said it before and I'll say it many times over, because it's the closest thing to truth I've ever experienced in my entire life. But beauty itself is subjective. I know one thing though, this video and its message were definitely ready for your ears. Alright folks, that's all I have for you today. As always, I'd love to hear what you guys think. When is art ready? Shout out to Garrett Robinson for writing Rebel Yell and giving me these thoughts to think about. Be sure to subscribe to get more content like this, and to read one of my books for free, check out my website in the description below. This is Ryan Starblook, and I implore you to have a good day.